Carve your pumpkins, and Bob and apples. We got witches on their broomals, and mummies in their rapples. Boo to the crew, yes, all of you. I hope you're happy this Halloween.
Welcome, welcome. All right. Whoa. What the hell? Cynthia, flip that power breaker. Much better. Yeah, as I said, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get him out here. He's the haunt that you want. He's the cool ghoul. Leave the tricks at home. Tonight we're all about the Trito. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pepito. That is a beautiful thing. Our forever homecoming king. Absolutely. Pepito. It's phenomenal what you have brought tonight. I love your headgear.
Thank you so much for the compliments.
So good. It's scary. So good. It's scary.
So good, it is scary. Absolutely. You're so good, it's scary.
You know,
answered the
you
question. Did I even ask it yet?
had not asked it.
I'm all discombobulated. You were just... Okay, so then I need to do my part and say, Pepito.
So good. It's scary. So good. So good. It's scary.
Yeah,
I'm not synced? What the fuck? All right, hold up.
I texted you, but you started
Wait,
going.
You knew, Pepito, and you didn't tell me?
BRB.
Be right back. All right. What the hell? I was very careful to not zoom in. So I was thinking our days of the missynced audio and video were behind us. I thought that was in the past. Didn't you, Pepito?
Yeah. But just like a snaky snake, they always come out from nowhere
Yeah,
behind.
that's true. How am I looking? Am I synced on your end?
Oh, God. I gotta get my little. Let's
Oh
see.
my gosh. Okay. Uh, well, in the meantime, does anybody have any Halloween jokes?
Yes, you are synced.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Uh, well, now I can hear myself doubling through your system.
Hell yeah. Well, it's fixed.
Yeah, Soy Teresa, it is the studio ghost. And let's take a look at the studio ghost himself. There he is. He's awfully sleepy today. So, are you excited? I mean, what do you have any Halloween
So,
tales? Any big Halloween plans coming up? Are you gonna be one of the people? I know they do the witch paddle on the Pecos River. They all dress up
oh
like
yeah.
witches and they get on the paddle boards and do the scooting around or whatever.
As was featured in a previous episode of Cayman News. I remember the
Was
picture
it?
you brought up. Yeah, you brought up a picture. Oh no, wait.
I don't think I
Yes. Or
did.
during research for one of the previous episodes, I've came across pictures of
Yeah.
that. Or yes.
I don't
Okay.
think I
That
don't
was
think
what
I've ever
happened.
I don't think we've ever brought them up on the show before, but we should, witches be out there
Hells yeah.
skater trading on the Pecos,
PR.
as Soy Teresa says, and Soy Teresa says she remembers those pics. So I could possibly be going through a. I'm sorry. What happened to your crown?
Oh, it got too heavy for this head, man.
Okay.
It's very,
What?
very heavy.
That was just your outfit. You decided to be a king, or what's going
Yes,
on?
sir.
Okay.
My new jewels, my French friend gave me.
Oh, that's tight. And as Brother Bing says, heavy is the head. Absolutely.
He's so wise.
He is. Okay. Uh I'm just checking my sheet here to see if there's anything we need to get to before we dive into the topic of the week. And one thing I will say is that Pepito tipped me off to an account on YouTube, and they call themselves Caveman News or Caveman
God.
News Channel or something like that. Uh, and it's all this AI of a caveman. And I think I watched one or two of them. I think he introduces himself as like Pebbles Pressman, I think. And then he's just spewing right wing and very, very lame stuff. Soy Teresa said Pepito's steak is too juicy and his lobster is too buttery. Wow. Yeah,
Food?
the caveman news.
Rest assured,
AI.
your boat is secure.
Okay, what was that?
The snake represents wisdom.
There we
Okay.
go.
All right. Let's see. Why is F1 in the Boozoo?
Boo, Formula One. Boo, you.
I'm asking if you remember.
I don't, but
Me either.
it seems like something we would add to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the F1s. Yeah, okay. Whatever. All right. I did just want to give a quick. What's the opposite of a shout out? A whisper in.
Oh, whisper. Taking it back.
Yeah, I guess. A call in. There you go.
a retraction.
Caveman news. You're done. It's over. Obviously my Halloween costume. I'm the pilot from Donnie Darko. So, that's out of the way. I think we should. Oh, hang on. Brother Bing says it's called putting them on Front Street, on Front Street. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking First Street because I just remember that's where all the battles happened. But you know what? I mean, I'm gonna check in with our production team, but I'm pretty sure I know what time it is.
Start the if I was in the chat, I would be saying start the show. So, start the show.
Okay. Boots off, everybody. Here we go. Yeah, it does represent wisdom. My boots are off. There's the proof. And I'm gonna lay them here with Cobra if he is okay with that. I don't think he's bothered by it at all. And yeah, that Brother Binks says new start the show Soy Teresa, and yeah, that's the Halloween edition. And much like Rusty tonight, he's got his Halloween costume on. And so good. We're all in the Halloween spirit because it's episode 96. We're ending our spooky month spectacular. Pepito, is this how you envisioned it when you pitched that we would do a month of spooky episodes?
No, but I'm glad this is how it is happening.
What did you envision? Maybe
more
that'll be season 3.
costumery.
What?
More costumes, maybe on my part.
I was gonna say I think the first week of October I didn't do a costume, but I think I've been consistent with dressing up.
More dance segments. More choreographed.
You've been trying to get us to do a dancing episode. We've done the dance episode because I remember on that episode you did your folklorico dancing. That was pretty tight.
I'm going to do full-on musical. K-News, the musical.
Yeah. That might be inevitable. Ooh, Baxter says we should get a new soy cameo every week. Gosh, that would be tough, but I would not hate that. But the thing about Soy Teresa, producer Nico, to those of you in the inner circle, is she can be elusive, you know? I mean, I'm not sitting
I do
on
know.
A ton of material. So, but a new soy cameo every week would be good. Okay, I was just checking the chat. I thought somebody's going to say something, but do you have any Halloween in Carlsbad memories?
Oh, wow. Sure. Let's see. I remember one time you dressed up like Batman and you had like a mustache, but that was Albuquerque.
No, I
Let's
didn't.
see.
I've never done that.
Oh.
You guys are
Okay.
like filling my brain with false memories. I've never dressed up like Batman in my life. That's not my
okay.
style. I'm a corpse paint pilot. I think last year I was the guy from Funny Games. I'm not going to tell you which one I was, but I was one of the Funny Games guys. I don't know. I can't remember all my costumes. The only costume of yours I remember, and I wish we had the photo of it, is your Garfield costume.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. I should have dropped that in the OBS earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I should have reminded you to do that. But let's learn about some stories from Carlsbad that we've researched, because I don't have too many that I remember. My Halloweens spent here in Carlsbad have been pretty chaotic. Are you okay? But let's start off with 1993. The JCs, which are the Junior Chamber of Commerce, I believe, they had a haunted house in 1993, and hang on. Dark Fart says someone stole a whole milk crate full of candy from right outside my door one year. Golly, that is rude. And Dark Farts, I think you would be well within your rights to sick your tribe of cats on them, on the culprit.
Attack!
Why not? Yeah. But 1993, the JCs hosted a haunted house. And where would you put a haunted house if you were in Carlsbad?
Oh, the warehouse.
Oh my
Sheesh,
god,
where
the
else?
warehouse, that'd be so sick. Hang on. Yeah, right here. That's where my warehouse tattoo is. I'm not gonna take off my shirt.
Oh, wow.
But right there's the that's one of the reasons I got the tattoo of the cool places in Carlsbad, so that when people say the warehouse, the plaza, or the church, I can point to them, you know? It doesn't come up too often, but I'm glad that I do have it and that is available to me. But no, the 1993 JC's Haunted House was held in the mall, which is
Wow.
kind of wild to me that they would have the mall as the site of the haunted house. But what I really liked, and the reason I'm bringing it up, is because the newspaper announced that they were going to have 2 new characters, guests in the haunted house, and one of them was Satan. He was making his debut in the haunted house, and the other one was Jeffrey Dahmer, which I looked it up, and Jeffrey Dahmer was murdered in prison in 1994, so he was still alive, but you could go to the JC's haunted house at the mall and see Jeffrey Dahmer. That was pretty good. Dark Fart says, I was just going to ask if any of the churches... Wait, hang on. No, Soy Teresa says, did anyone else's church do a hell house? And Dark Fart says, I was going to ask if any of the churches did those heaven houses or whatever. Lol. Brother Binks, my church did hell house. We also had a fall fun festival where we could dress up and eat powdered donuts off of a string. That's weird. I don't know anything about that. I was raised a church boy, and I've spent many years in the church, but we never had a heaven house or a... What did Soy Teresa say? I can scroll up. I know I can do this.
Oh, Soy Teresa.
Hell house. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I have no
Someone
experience
stole
with
a
that.
No.
What?
Nothing. I got behind in the chat. I was at the wrong spot.
No.
Continue.
No, it's fine. That was it. I just wanted to talk about the 1993 haunted house in the mall and the fact that they had Jeffrey Dahmer. I think that is very strange. In 2019, we had, it wasn't us, but Artesia had La Llorona come to town and give a speech. Classic horror Halloween figure that we all know and love, La Llorona, kind of doing a Chautauqua, I guess, because they said you could come and see La Llorona give a speech and like ask her questions and stuff like that.
Just like her motivational 12-step program.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't like to compliment Artesia, but Tesia, hats off to you for that one. I do enjoy it. But Binks was talking about eating powdered donuts off a string, and that just
Wow.
off a string made me think of this story that I've been I was going to get to a little bit later, but there was this great article in 1962 where they asked some old timers in Carlsbad what their memories of Halloweens in Carlsbad were when they were growing up, you know? And I think that's fascinating stuff, what the previous generations did. The first one, the thing that made me think of it, the strings, is John R. Joyce said that he grew up in Carlsbad in the early 1900s, and there was no trick-or-treating, which, sorry for Mr. Joyce, but he said instead what they did, instead of trick-or-treating, was they were big into pranks. And he gave his example of a prank I didn't really understand. I was wondering if you could help me out, Pepito, if you could tell me what this means, how this works. He said that they would go around scaring people by attaching string to a window and rubbing it with resin.
That's it.
Yeah, what do you think that does?
Someone will have to eventually touch and remove the string, but then they'll have resin on their hands.
Okay.
Ooh.
Spooky. That is spooky. He did say that it was really simple to scare people in those days because if they heard one noise, they would turn off all the lights in their house. And so I'm imagining this had something to do with making a noise outside people's houses by resining a string tied to their windows. I'm not exactly sure. I can't truly picture it, but the string thing that Binks said about the donuts made me think of that.
I prefer the string of donuts than resin, for sure.
Absolutely. See, that's a treat. And the resin string is a trick. I imagine the way I envision it is it did something about, like, it made a noise or something, because he said one scary noise and you'd see all the lights in the house go out. So somehow he's tying strings to people's windows and then rubbing resin on it, and it makes like some spooky noise. I don't know. I don't have any resin. I do have string, but maybe that's just something I need to investigate. He did go on to say that another thing that they loved to do was to dismantle buggies and put them on top of barns. So that's pretty cool. He also...
Oh, shit.
What?
No, I was just the buggies in the barn. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I would love to dismantle a buggy and put it on top of a barn. He said that they also would go around tipping over outhouses, which I don't...
Disgusting.
That is disgusting, but isn't the refuse that you put into an outhouse, doesn't that go below the ground? So the outhouse itself is not the thing that has poop in it, right? I don't know.
Sure.
It made me realize I don't really know the mechanics of...
Soy Teresa says, I love that you're epaulets have little airplanes on them, and that is so amusing to me. And they didn't give you full captain status, just first officer. They knew better.
Yeah.
Wow,
Nah,
so
they can't. They can't trust me. I gotta earn my stripes. But maybe they're just reluctant to let a corpse paint pilot get the full honor that is deserving of them. That could be. But the thing about tipping outhouses reminded me of this, which was, gosh, I should have written down the. Do I have the year down? I don't. But these
Well,
people, I think this was the 70s. The caption on the photo says these unknown marauders, and I think you can clearly see somebody's face, so it's I am. Jeez Louise. Anyway, they took this outhouse or porta potty or whatever, and they put it on Mayor Bob Forrest's lawn, and they had a sign
Oh,
that
wow.
said, "Bob Forrest gets the job done," which I guess is a slam on him. That seems like a very not well thought out insult of a sign. I think they could come up with something better. If you're gonna go through all the trouble of stealing a porta potty and putting it on the mayor's lawn, but I mean, that is a fun prank, I guess.
Cinderoni asks, do they still tip cows?
I hope they don't.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I'd rather tip a human, but that's
Uh,
where
rather-
I reside.
I'd rather tip an outhouse than a cow.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'd still rather not tip either.
That was John R. Joyce. Let's step away from that one for a second and go to 1948, because I did have a question for Pepito about this one. The 1948 parade had 8 categories. It was a costume parade, and they had awards for 8 categories of costumes. And I would like your ideas, your pitches for costumes that could win in these categories. Are you up for it?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Category 1 is pretty simple, witches. I mean,
Which is,
that's simple.
well, nowadays, Glinda, or the one from the Wizard of Oz
Yeah, see,
movie.
that's perfect.
What
That's
was that?
easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a crowd pleaser. That's gonna win you an award. Category 2,
Which,
ghosts and goblins. What would you wear to win the ghosts and goblins costume award?
Ghost and Goblin? I'll do the classic bed sheet, like
Okay.
Cinderoni style.
Cinderoni did that?
Or I think that's her costume this year.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that. Is that in the Discord?
That's what she's being this year. Yeah. I
Okay.
remember. I listen.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, I'm not
It's
saying you
not that
don't.
I
I'm just
listen.
she told me. I think she told me like in a text or something. I don't remember. Ah.
Ooh, Brother Bink says Bill Cosby from the classic film Ghost Dad. And that is...
Whoa.
it was in the Discord. All right. You know what? I'll take my licks on that one. I'm out of touch. Okay, moving on. Let's just go past that. Storybook. What are you wearing to win the storybook costume?
Mowgli, the Jungle Book. Is that story?
Mowgli? Yeah, for sure.
It's like a little loincloth and just walking around.
What?
I don't know, what does he wear? Like
Little
the
loincloth? God, you're
On the big
scandalous,
normal
dude.
one.
You said little. You're being a
Oh,
slutty
damn.
Mowgli. We get it. We get it.
That's so
This
bad.
what?
I said that's not good. No,
Yeah, it is.
continue.
No, that's good. That's funny. Sandroni. Oh my gosh, Pepito in a tiny loincloth. All right, this next category, I'm not going to ask you because I think this one is insensitive, but they did give out a prize for the category foreign lands. And I bet that was just some really racist stuff. I mean, I can't imagine it would be anything else.
That could be the entire continent of China.
Yeah, I guess.
Or-
As long as you're not like
Just-
a Chinese person. If you came as the
Oh,
actual
yeah, no.
land and you subverted
Just
their
the shape.
expectations. Yeah, okay.
Just
Actually,
the
you
top,
know what?
maybe even do some topographical map, like the mountains,
Absolutely, for
ranges,
sure.
the rivers.
Cinderoni says maybe Cleopatra.
Ooh, get some real snakes in your
Dark
hair.
Fart's Leaning Tower of Pisa. You just got to be like that
Ooh.
all night. I'm the Leaning Tower.
Hi.
Yeah. You get it. You
Wear
get
one
it.
hill, like wear one hill, and like just
Where
limp
one
everywhere.
hill. In my head, I was like, does he mean werewolf hill? But no, you mean where one hill. I get you. Yes. Heel. Okay. I can hear it. All right, best. I mean, that's subjective. All right, 3 more. Weirdest. What are you wearing to win the weirdest costume award?
Oh wow, I'll be the big nut, or
Big nut? Gosh. See, I wish I would have had the time and patience. Producer Nico did say, why didn't you should do a dress up for Halloween as one of the characters, immortal legends that
From the
we've learned
news.
about doing the show. And that would have been a great idea, but I had already gotten my pilot's uniform and my
Oh.
corpse paint, so
damn.
I had to follow through.
Dark Fart said Weird Al, of course.
Yeah,
Jeez.
absolutely. But I'm saying I wish I would have had the time and the forethought to make a big nut head. You know, he had the big,
Oh
looked like
god,
a paper mache
Just takes up-
head. Yeah,
takes up your whole screen.
that would have been good. Okay, comical. What are you wearing to win the comical award?
Oh wow, Dagnut. Or what else?
that?
What else is Dagnut? Isn't he on a comic in the paper? Dagnut, or
I don't know.
maybe I'm not thinking of. That's not it. I don't know, man. Or Beetle Bailey.
Oh, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be You're getting literal. See, you think outside the box
Comical.
when you're thinking of these
Yeah.
these ideas, and that's awesome, man. That's how you win. And Soy Teresa says she remembers me talking about going to a Weird Al concert in Albuquerque, and yeah, that was pretty cool. That was probably my first real concert. Like, I went to my dad's like symphony stuff and things like that, but Weird Al's the first time where I was like, this is music I want to go and see. Grandpa, please take me. And it was Weird Al. It was right after his
Wow.
album Running with Scissors came out. And it was,
Oh, I could have used that.
oh,
That's so cool. You
hang on,
saw
hang on.
Weird Al.
yeah. Okay, the chat seems to have figured it out. It's not Dag Nut. You're
Nut,
thinking of
Dagwood.
Blondie's husband. Okay, now that makes sense. I was racking my brain.
The weird hair.
Who in the hell is Dag Nut? Yeah, you just get the big sandwich
Yeah.
if you're doing a Dag.
Yeah.
He stacked them high.
Ja-
Teresa
Oh
wants
yeah,
to
what's
know
your grandpa?
Grandpa Jack's Halloween costumes? I don't remember him dressing up for Halloween, but that would have been great. I can't think of him ever dressing up for Halloween. But, or actually, I do remember him having a mask that he would wear to greet trick or treaters. But who doesn't? You know, that's classic. Yeah, I'm sure he did as baby grandpa, for sure, absolutely. Okay, last one, last category. Here's your chance to sweep the awards of 1948. What are you wearing for the prettiest costume award?
Oh my God, Betty Boop.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure would.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you win the awards. They're all for you, Pepito. I was trying to do like fanning out the dollar bill, but it's awards for you. Cinderoni says Betty Boop is so sexy. Absolutely. Even after you find out that originally she was a dog, and then they said, let's make this cartoon into a sexy woman instead. And they kept some of the features that were in the original dog character. It's bizarre to witness and behold. But getting back to the 1968 article, or 62 article about the memories of early Halloween in Carlsbad, Charles Montgomery, when interviewed, said that, again, he didn't wear costumes. Him and his crew were not into costumes. They did not dress up for Halloween, but they did love doing pranks. So what they did was, he said their best one was let's see, what verb did he use? They cut the baggage cart off of a train, which I assume just means they detached the baggage cart and the train left. That's a pretty sick prank. I've never done a train prank, but you know, I'm still eligible to do such.
Yeah.
Pepito, hey,
What's up?
Did you have ibis anything?
Oh, like
I'm
not
just
the
saying.
boat
I'm
stuff?
just saying. I don't want you to forget that you had things prepared. You know. Oh.
No, I won't.
Okay. Good. That's wonderful. That's all I was asking. One other thing, I want to get to 1958. The story I really liked from that year was the police cops announcing to all the children that they were going to look past window soaping, which I'm not familiar with window soaping. I imagine it's just taking a bar of soap and drawing on a window, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's about all I could think.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
What
But
you
the
could
police,
do with a window and soap
yeah, I mean, other than washing it. But
cleaning.
the police in 1958, they said, you know what? We're going to overlook it. Soap windows if you want. We're not going to enforce the anti-soaping laws this year, which, hey, that was nice for them. And the other thing from 1958 I liked was a group of kids went to the Lothrop Osteopathic Medical Center, and
Whoa.
they just pulled up these kids and they were like, we want to treat the kids. And, which is kind of strange, you know.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
they're
didn't have
just eager
medical
to.
licenses or anything, but the nurses said, we don't have any kids here for you to treat, but you can treat us. So all the kids, took care of the nurses
Here.
that night. It was very strange. 1958 was a weird year. And I I found that very curious. You know, they were allowing the soaping and stuff like this, and I thought maybe they had a big, you know, soaping incident, and it was really banned in prior years. So I looked at 1957, and in that year, there was a 15-year-old got assaulted and had a huge gash on his head and got sent to the hospital, and 7 cars had their tires slashed, and it was just crazy. 1957, they were getting down. You know, they talk about like, oh, the modern generation, we're all out of control, all this stuff or whatever. I mean, that's what they said when I was a youngster, but in 1957, they were slashing tires and gashing heads and jumping kids in alleys and stuff. It got pretty bad. And that reminds me, I went to Reddit to ask if anybody had Halloween memories.
Dark Forest is a little too rowdy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pepito. But that just reminds me, I went to Reddit to ask if anybody had Halloween memories, and a user named, I want to make sure I have this down. Okay, BRXTCHER. So like butcher, but instead of the U, it's an RX. So is that like a medical butcher? I don't know. But that person, I don't even, I was about to try to pronounce it, and I can't think of how you would pronounce that. Sure, whatever. They said you should talk about how Riverside Drive had the best candy, and
Oh yeah, Lucy's.
I didn't live. I mean, I lived near Riverside Drive, but I don't remember ever doing trick or treating.
I'd go to Lucy's house with their giant lit up margarita.
She had that?
During Christmas, she'd have the giant lit up margarita
I had no
glass
idea.
on her backyard. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, she'd give out big ass candy bars.
Was that on Riverside?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's tight. I like that.
I got that. All that Lucy's money.
For sure. But yeah, I don't. Now that I think about it, I can't remember where I trick or treated, or I don't remember doing much trick or treating. I didn't move to Carlsbad until I was 9, so maybe I wasn't as into trick or treating then. I did often dress up, but I would be doing other activities, you know.
Pranking.
For sure. And various other stuff. I was more on the
Dave
trick side.
DeSoto and you.
Yeah, for sure. And Air Hag, let's be honest. He was there.
Air Hag. Your little trio, your little gang.
For sure.
With Brittany. Pacemaker.
Absolutely. I remember the year.
Previous guest.
Absolute guest, Brittany. I remember the year we went out. I know Brittany was with me, and we went out on Halloween, and I was dressed as a professional wrestler. I had a luchador mask, and I had angel wings as well. So I was like
So
a
good.
mashup between a wrestler and an
So
angel,
good.
which I don't know. I guess mashing up things is still kind of in my blood, as the corpse paint pilot before you will admit. But on Reddit, that user BRXTCHER also said,
And here's what I think of Trump's wall.
I can hear it. I forgot.
Oh,
I forgot to fix the sound alerts. Producer Nico did remind me that I needed to do that, and I completely forgot. I was too focused on corpse paint, and yeah, I wonder why no video. Let me just see. Yeah, it should be up there. I don't know why it's not. Whatever. I'll put that as a priority to fix the sound alerts. Back to Halloween. Yes. Anyway, I was just gonna say that user said, "Has anybody ever been hit by a car and died on Halloween?" I was like, "Geez, that's kind of dark." I mean, sometimes I don't want to talk about the really dark stories about Carlsbad, like the various murders and everything, especially the multiple ones I read about on Werewolf Hill. I kind of left those out of last week's show because I don't know. Maybe not everybody wants to dwell on those things. So I thought that was a weird ask. But I did find a report from, let me look at the year. This was, 1946. A tourist from LA was in Carlsbad and driving on the highway right outside of town. And there was all of a sudden somebody as a prank had put a garbage can in the middle of the highway, and he stopped to clear it out, and he got hit by a car and broke his leg. So, I mean, LA tourists coming to Carlsbad, that's what happens. And then somebody else in the Reddit, Mindless Matter 6306, brought up that yes, somebody was killed in 2019 while trick-or-treating a 24-year-old, and dark, nasty stuff. Not good.
Brother Beak says, "Boots off to that highway hero." And Dark Farce asks, "Isn't that why trick or treat is only on the 31st here?" But
Probably. We get wild.
Most dangerous county to drive through, Eddie County.
Absolutely.
That's what it was reported on KRQE.
Oh, it was? I had no
Yeah, I
idea.
sampled it. It was on a previous episode. It was one of the samples. Oh, on cars. The
Stay
automobiles
alive
episode.
on 285, says Soy Teresa. Absolutely. Okay, I have a few images. This one, I can't remember what this is about, but I think the caption says, "Happy Halloween from Karin Argus," or something like that. Very strange. This is my favorite picture of a costume that I found in the archives. Beavis and Butthead handing out candies. That's pretty cool. And what's this
So
one?
good.
That's candy. Oh, this is, the caption says something about somebody from Alta Vista giving out a candy. Can you read it?
Mrs. Frances Tallick, supine of the of the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary, doles out 520 pieces of candy to Donald Brashear of the Alta Vista Junior High School Band as a reward for the band's part in the big Halloween festivities in Carlsbad Thursday night at Montgomery Field.
Excellent. Beautiful. Thank you, Pepito. I don't know what this one is. A Mac keeps
I'm
popping
sorry.
up. No, why are you sorry? Don't apologize.
Yeah.
It's sick, and I like it. I find it totally fascinating, and I love it. 1962, getting back to 1962, interviewing old-timers about early Carlsbad. They had a quote, a story from the Flying Grandpa, Frank Kindle.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Candyman. Penny farthing extraordinaire.
Penny farthing rider. The parademan. The
motorcycling electrician.
riding on top of the flumes on a motorcycle. He did it all. He is.
What did he not? Flying planes.
Well, hang on.
Crashing them.
We have
nice.
Frank Kindle painting. I just took it off of the
so good.
Hall of Fame wall. It is so good. He was so good, absolutely. But Frank Kindle, they asked him, "Hey Frank, what memories do you have of early Halloweens here in Carlsbad?" And he talked about how during Prohibition, he would get 20 to 30 friends each year, and they would all hang out at his house or in his barn and just get completely drunk. They were breaking the law incredibly. And he told a story about a time. Oh my gosh, hang on. I got distracted by this guy.
Oh.
Wow. There it is. Beautiful.
Yes.
Hi, Coco from Soy Teresa. Anyway, Frank Kindle was talking about how Prohibition, he and his homies would just get drunk as hell on Halloween nights, and that was kind of their bag. And then one year, they got a notice that the sheriff was gonna come out and bust them, you know. So Frank and all of his friends, his 20 to 30 friends, drunk as hell, wandered out into his yard and started hiding all their liquor in mesquite bushes and everything. And they got rid of all their evidence and kind of just waited, and the sheriff never showed up. And then they kind of went out and tried to find all their beer and liquor, and they couldn't find it, in the dark. And it was a whole adventure to try to search around. And then Frank stepped into a rabbit hole, and he fell, and he fell on top of a keg that was buried out there. And yeah, that was how
Wow.
Frank.
It's
That
like
was how Frank Kindle spent his Halloweens.
it's like Lord of the Rings, but instead of a ring, he found a keg.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or the Hobbit.
Exactly.
Oh my
Beautiful.
god.
Beautiful. We should close this out. But there is one last thing I wanted to get to. I consider this Halloween. There was this guy, his name is Ben Ermston. And this is 1980. He had a write-up because he was teaching a 5-week class at NMSUC, otherwise known as the Harvard on the Hill. And he was teaching a class on the occult.
Whoa.
And I just really like
Wow.
that photo of him. And let's zoom in. I like the
His lip.
cartoonish boy in the back there. It's very good.
Oh.
But yeah, Bob Ermston was teaching a class on the occult for 5 weeks, and he was talking about all the dangers of it. And he said, he's a recovering drug addict, and in his years of using drugs, he's met a ton of people who profess to be warlocks and witches and Satanists. And so he's teaching this class just to warn everybody. He had since become a Christian, so he was over all of that. He was sober and no longer doing drugs. And he just wanted to tell everybody about the dangers of the occult and the occult lifestyle. And the article was ended with him saying, in my investigating, I found no proof of any covens here in Carlsbad, but who knows? So, absolutely. Right?
Well, yeah, dude. I can't believe that I didn't take that class. If only the 60s
Well, it was 1980. It was 1980.
or the 80s.
Yeah, I was a few years before I was born. But do you have anything else Halloween related? I have a few things, but we are getting close to time?
No, not really Halloween related.
Well, anything else?
Well, with the upcoming election, don't forget.
Don't delay. Vote right away.
Pepito, we're gonna get to that.
Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't announced what the next episode is. I'm not
Okay.
ending the show without announcing what next week's episode is. We're gonna get to that. Absolutely. Yeah, don't worry about that. I guess I do have a few just little quick things. I did like that in 1945, Ralph Boyer of the Ralph Boyer Football Stadium fame told all his football
Ethel's
players
friend.
not to go to the midnight Halloween movie, and then he went to it just to see who would show up, and 2/3 of the team showed up, and he suspended them all one game, and the caveman won anyway. But so
Wow.
don't break the
With only
rules,
1/3
Ralph
of the
Boyer.
team.
He's gonna find you. Then there's the story about the Halloween robbery of the Happy Valley grocery store. A man
Wow.
came in with a mask with a big nose on it, and he demanded that the clerk give him all the money, but none of the change, and he stole $200, and he was caught the absolute next day. This one I wish I had photos of. 1987. I don't even know the Happy Valley grocery store, Binks. I guess I missed out. It sounds like I did. But in 1987, my favorite Halloween prank, we'll end on this one. Cobra looked like he was about to do something. We'll end on this one. 1987, they broke into the living desert and they kidnapped a Gila monster.
What?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a prank.
I've seen a Gila monster in the wild. It ruled.
Yeah? What did you do?
Yeah, fat tail. Mac told me, get out, take a picture of it. And then right as I was approaching it, he said, watch out, it's poisonous. But it was cool. It was just trying to get away.
Soy Teresa says it's irresponsible. What if it bit them? Then what? Hey, that's all in the game. That's the risk you play. The risk you take when you play the kidnapping Gila monsters game. What up, Cobra? Okay. But we should close this out. I do have a lyric of the week and let's get the guest out of the way. Guest of the week, the invite goes to Howell Dottie. I did see that he was doing a Twitch stream a couple of days ago and they were doing karaoke. And made me realize, you know what? Maybe Caveman News could do a karaoke episode. People could call in on the phone or whatever, but I think cave karaoke is in the works sometime, so hats off to Howell Dottie. You are invited for giving me that idea that we're inevitably going to rip it off. Whoa, Dark Farts is gonna miss next week's show? Golly. Pepito, can you give me like a quick drum break, like no, with your mouth.
Oh. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, hang on. This is for my lyric of the week. Give me that, and then I'll go right into my lyric of the week.
This is from my lyric of the week.
What? No, I was asking if you could. Well, no, I'm not ready. Now you gotta. Can you do it? Can you just go? Brum ta. Just, give me a little
Okay.
introduction so I can go straight into my lyric of the week off of your drum roll.
Boom, cha.
Red Ball Market Group Worldwide. Oh, wait. Yeah, Worldwide Services International. That's my lyric of the week. The Red Ball Market Global. Yeah, Brother Binks, that is Chair Company. I love that. Answering me, or that hold music from the Red Ball Marketing Group. That's where that came from. Whatever, that's that. The big announcement, as Pepito said moments ago, is that next week we're finally going to do it. Next week we are finishing the Resurrection of Phoenix, and we're talking elections. We're gonna have that elections. We're gonna rebuild Phoenix. Yes, vote conda. We're gonna rebuild Phoenix, and the mayoral race is nice. I can't. Is that me? What's going on?
Yes, that's you on the cover of
Okay.
Cowboys and Indians magazine.
Nice, excellent. I love it. That is incredible.
Also-
Absolutely. So next week we're talking about rebuilding Phoenix, and we're having the elections for the mayor of Phoenix. The candidates are Binks and I, and if you want to vote in the election, you can do so in the chat next week. We might have a guest, tentatively booked guest for next week that I'm excited about. And if you want, what?
No, I'm sorry. Keep going if I want.
I'm not. Whatever. I appreciate your interruptions. I don't want to steamroll all over your stuff. I do like the me on the cover.
Oh,
there.
so Dark Arts is asking for an absentee ballot.
Absolutely, that's what I was trying to get to. A lot of times it takes me forever to say things, but if you want to vote early because you can't be here next week, early voting is open, and there's the email address cavemannews2025@gmail.com. And if you for some reason don't remember that, we also have cavemannews@gmail.com. And you know what? Next year we're going to have cavemannews2026@gmail.com. Most likely. I shouldn't have said that because now somebody's going to grab it before I get to it, and that's going to be a real pain. But yes, next week we're talking the rebuilding of Phoenix and the elections. We're going to talk about elections in general. I have some good stories from just from Carlsbad. Let's end this thing, Pepito. What do you say?
Cool.
Do you have any closing
Vote
words?
your voice. Vote. Rest assured, your vote is secure.
That's it.
That's your closing? Okay.
And
that's
vote
a closing
conda.
statement.
Vote
All right.
conda.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to fly off and all of that. Later.
Don't delay. Don't delay. Vote right away. It's your voice. Vote with your voice.
Reading magazine. My so good.
In fact,
trails to you. 1312, we're dog food for you.
Trails to you.
She sounds like a badass. She sounds like a badass.